Hello, children. Good day. How are you today? I hope you're fine. All right, this is a music lesson for Basic 3. So I want you to please go along with me today. The topic we have for discussion today is great staff. Great staff. Great staff. So at the end of this lesson, I expect you pupils to be able to name any line or space of the great staff correctly. Any line or space of the great staff, I expect you to be able to name it correctly and should be able to enumerate uses of great staff. Great staff has some specific uses, so I expect you to be able to name the uses. Now let's go fully into the lesson. Great staff. A great staff is a group of staves that contain at least the treble and bass staff. Now take note of this. The great staff is a group of staves. Staves, they are same. This is either singular or plural, you have staff. But in this case, stave, S-T-A-V-E, singular. By the time you add S, you have the plural. So a great staff is a group of staves. I purposely use this so that you can understand that, okay, you can say staff, you can say stave. But in the case of plural, if you want to use stave, it will be staves. In the case of plural, if you want to use staff, it will be staff. Staff and staff the same. Okay, so a group of staves that contain at least the treble and bass staves. It can have more. It can have like maybe 3 or 4 combined. In an orchestra musical composition, you can have like 3 or 4. But having two here, treble and bass stave. So the great staff or stave is joined together with bar line. It's joined together with bar line and a brace at the beginning. Is joined with a bar line and a brace at the beginning. So the great staff is used for the following. 1. Choral music. The great staff is used for choral music. 2. The great staff is used for orchestral music. Orchestral music. 3. The great staff is used for piano music. Piano music. Then 4. The great staff is used for organ music, and so on and so forth. So you can use great staff for 1. Choral music. 2. For orchestral music. 3. For piano music, and 4. For organ music. Take note of those 4. Okay, 4 uses of great staff. Now, after the next one, look at the diagram of the great staff here. You can see diagram of the great staff. You can see this is the treble staff. Look at the clef sign here, and look at bass staff with the bass clef here. Treble staff and great staff. Use bar line. Look at this bar line to join the two of them with a brace. Look at this brace, like a big bracket, or we'll call it archer's bow. Archer's bow. Okay, so we have the great staff. So that's it. Now the next one. Look at the letter names of lines and spaces of the great staff. Look at now the treble staff separately has the lines named as E, G, B, D, F. E, G, B, D, L. And I've taught you before using an acronym. E for every good boy deserves food. The first line is E, second line is G, the third line is B, the fourth line is D, while the fifth line is F. Now, look at the spaces. Look at F, A, C, E, or you say Father Abraham cooks egg. The first space is F, second space is A, third space C, and the fourth space is E. Then look at the bass staff. The bass staff, the first line is G, second line is B, the third line D, the fourth line F, and the fifth line A. You can say, good boy deserves food, always. Then look at the spaces of the bass staff. The first space is A, second space C, the third space E, and the fourth space G. So that is all about it. So if you combine this whole thing together, you have what is called the great staff. You have what is called the great staff. And in that case, the lines and the spaces will be all mixed together. Now, look at that. How does it look like? Look at this. The great staff and the piano relationship. Look at how the great staff is together. Combine the treble staff and the bass staff. Combine together, you put notes together on them. Look at it. In most cases, the relationship between the great staff and the piano is this. The treble staff on the great staff, any note on it is being played by the right hand, while the notes written on the bass staff are played with the left hand. That's just it. Look at it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let me show you this properly. Let me get my pointer. Now the right hand, finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. Then the next scale, finger 1. That's finger 1 will cross over to the fourth note. Finger 2, finger 3, finger 4. Then you can have this 1 again, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, that's how it is. And look at the keyboard itself. Look at from here you can play. You have finger 1. This typical example of G major scale. You can see 1 sharp there. It's G major. Look at this G note G. This if this C, D, E, F, G. Finger 1 plays G, 2 plays A, 3 plays B. While finger 1 will cross over here and play 1, 2, 3. Then the fourth finger will play the F sharp in G major scale. Then you have your 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the right hand. The left hand, the same note, that in that case now, the lower octave, the next octave down below the right, where the right hand starts from. Finger 5 plays the same note finger 1 plays here. Finger 5, finger 4, finger 3, finger 2, finger 1, then finger 3 will cross over to play next, then 2, 1, 4, like that. So I just want to show you this relationship because when you get to the next class, there's going to be a piano practical work like this. Something of that nature. So the earlier you know this better, that, okay, the relationship between the great staff and the piano is that the treble staff that is on the great staff, any note there is being played by the right hand, while the bass staff, any note written on the bass staff is being played with the left hand. But the finger arrangement and everything, by the time we get there, you will learn that properly. It's not a topic for now. So when you get there, you'll learn that properly. So please study this very well. If you have your keyboard at home, study this, practice this. It's very simple. Just I've taught you how to the numbers of your fingers, the right hand, the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4, 5. Then on the left hand, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if the right hand plays G here, the left hand is finger 5. They'll play G. Finger 1 on the right plays G. Finger 5 on the left hand plays G. On and on like that. But don't let me digress too much. Let me just leave that one till when you have your practical class, when you'll be playing your piano. But if you have your piano at home, you can practice this, start warming up to when you have that practical. Okay? So that's about the relationship between great staff and the piano. But basically what I wanted to learn about is just the great staff. You know, I gave you one of the uses of the great staff used for piano music. This is a typical example of the uses of one of the uses of the great staff. So please study this very well and let's just be like that till when we meet next time in our practical class. So before we say our bye today, let us see what we have as our assignment. Music Made Easy, that's your textbook, book 3. Go to page 48. So what it will give you there, trace the musical brace there and the clefs and write the letter names of the great staff in the spaces provided. There you have some spaces provided there. You trace the clef sign, trace the brace, you trace write the letter names of the note on the great staff there. It's just for you to understand how when you mix the treble and the bass staff together, then how do you have the letter names? And all together, if I may tell you this, let me just put this one as an additional information. the treble staff contains 5 lines, and the bar staff too 5 lines, and you have a middle C in between them. So altogether, you discover that the great staff is made up of 11 lines. And when you look at the number of spaces, the treble staff and bar staff for 4 spaces. Then additional 2 spaces will be created when you have ledger line between the two staves. So making 4 and 4, 8. Then the extra 2 spaces created by the ledger line, you have that's how many spaces together? That's 10. Excuse me. You have 10 spaces and 11 lines on the great staff. So I'll leave that until when we meet in the next lesson. So that's your assignment. I wanted to do the assignment and pass over to me till I come your way next time. Let me say bye-bye.